All right, let's be honest for just 1 second. Have you ever wondered if you might be that team member, the one that people can't rely on? Now, don't worry, this is not to shame you. It's an invitation for self-reflection, responsibility, and accountability, maybe for the first time ever. So if this video today is triggering you, it might be an indication that it's time for the power of the pause and really using it as an opportunity for connecting with your team. Today I want to invite you as a team to conduct a quick self-check-in exercise. Add it to your weekly stakeholders meeting or maybe to one of your daily huddles. Or maybe you're going to schedule a lunch and learn and some time to really break bread together, even if in the virtual world and in a Zoom room. This will impress the hell out of your attorney and your lead team if you suggest this. And if you are the attorney listening to this, forward this to your team and suggest that they add it to one of your agendas, weekly stakeholders meeting, daily huddle, or maybe a separate meeting where you're doing lunch together. But be prepared. Leaders go first. And leaders lead with vulnerability and self-accountability. So it's going to start with you, attorney. And I'll give you some examples of the things that you might not be willing to look at either. So let's dive in. First up, are you constantly missing deadlines, one or more or two? Is this a pattern, or is it starting to become a pattern where your team may start to see you as unreliable? And leaders, you go first. For me, when I did this exercise with my team, because yes, we do practice what we preach, I know where I'm not reliable. Getting the weekly pocket coaching recording to the marketing team, so editing and publishing are not frantic. And last minute Linda and Larry because of my failure to do what I'm supposed to be doing in my job description. Reviewing copywriting. Booking calls on my visionary day where I'm supposed to be doing the things my sales and marketing team, the things that I hate, the things that I consistently put off because I might have writer's block or whatever it might mean. You get the drill. But for me, when I really had the vulnerability and the self-awareness around this, I needed to create extreme accountability. There was a cause and effect to the team, especially when I shared this and I weighed in on it with them to see the impact on them. So like anything that we do, if you hang out with us in Law Firm Admin Bootcamp, we talk about gamification. So I created a real accountability process where I have to pay my team if I lose deadlines. No questions asked at all. They add it to their invoice, submit it to bookkeeping, and it's paid. And for me, this can get incredibly costly when I'm doing this for the multiple people in our marketing team, the multiple people in our sales team. You get the drill. So guess what? Lo and behold, I am not missing deadlines unless I am incredibly clear and I ask for permission and I let them know when they can depend on it. Number two, maybe you overpromise and underdeliver. Do you consistently say yes to everything but end up scrambling to deliver? Or even worse, not delivering at all? Or even worse, resenting what you said yes to and then being the victim? Maybe storming around the office with thundering silence, or maybe just over-professing that you're the martyr, constantly over-communicating how overwhelmed, stressed. You get the drill. And the only one who does anything around here, blah, 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 blah. Over-promising can seem helpful at first, but when you underdeliver, trust takes a massive hit. And you're killing the business because the attorney has no idea when and where they need to hire and make the next right move to over-deliver on their promises within the marketplace, especially with clients. And lastly, maybe you're hard to reach. These are areas, again, to see and ask those self-reflecting questions of where you may be showing up as not a reliable team member. And business owners, attorneys, you are a team member. So maybe you're that person who's always off the grid. Your team can't get a hold of you when it matters. Never know when you're coming in. It sends a big message. You're not dependable as they need. And then they make up stories in their head that you're laying on a beach or in a golf course or what have you, not taking the business seriously, but expect everybody else around you to do so. The saying is, so go the coach, so go the coachee. And most likely, attorneys, this could be you. I can appreciate that, and I hear that every day from team members. Number 4, you avoid taking ownership. Do you dodge responsibility? When things go sideways, are you blaming others or making up excuses? Oof, that's a fast track to being seen as unreliable, unapproachable, and quite frankly, incredibly arrogant. So here's the good news. Awareness is the first step. With vulnerable sharing and self-responsibility and the deep need for accountability to break the cycle, break the pattern, what have you. When you do this as a team and create some fun and gamification around it, this is how you become a value creator within your firm. We all know when we're not being our word. We all know when we're missing deadlines. And we think that we are fooling the people around us, but we are not. And when we do not have a team that has upfront and honest conversations in real time, we continue to think we're getting away with it. We're incredibly convincing with our excuses. And then guess what? It's not the exception. It becomes the norm. And as you start growing and adding to your team, God help us if you're the trainer of somebody and you're the most unreliable member on the team, because if I say it once, I say it a million times, so go the coach, so go the coachees. So start small. Have this vulnerable conversation as a team. Check in on these 4 different areas. If you're a leader, you go first. If this is triggering you and you're feeling very called out, that might be an indicator that you are that unreliable team member. This is a phenomenal opportunity for us to pull out the junk drawer, get all the issues on the proverbial conference table, communicate clearly, meet your commitments, take ownership when mistakes happen, when, not if. And it's not about being perfect. It's not about being called out. It is about consistency. It's about vulnerability. It's about approachability. And that's what creates trust, respect, and ultimately reliability. Your team, your clients, your earning potentials will absolutely positively soar, and notice the difference when you start to make this as part of your habit and as part of your team building and team bonding and process improvement, people improvement, production improvement, and guess what? Profitability improvement. So be the teammate everybody can count on. This is not about perfection. It's about vulnerability and having the courageous conversations up front in real time. All of us should be coming to the table with something we all know. So if you want more tips on building a rock-solid reputation at work, hit reply. Share with us your frustrations, your tolerations, maybe the breakdowns in your law firm, the conversations that need to be had but nobody wants to start them. How do we start them? With a tremendous amount of professionalism, empowerment, and excitement, and keep repeating that so it becomes a consistent practice and habit within our law firm. Send us your thoughts. Send us what's not working for you, and we will add it to our weekly pocket coaching list.
I'm so tired of micromanaging. How do I train, manage, and lead? I can't find time to be visionary. Head down in the weeds.